yes, well, I'm back again, and it is once again time for Ataku's reactions, and we are going back to the annual Ranger team-ups again, and today's review is Power Rangers Dino Thunder, episodes 31 and 32, Thunderstruck, parts 1 and 2, so it's the Dino Thunder team-up with the Ninja Storm Rangers. Now, it has been a very long time since I've actually seen this. I do still remember it fairly well, as I am an avid Power Rangers fan, but nonetheless, I feel it will be fresh enough to react to. It has been several years since I've watched it, and okay, so everything is ready, so let's sit back, relax, and enjoy. So yes, while the episode is loading, so my memories of this are quite fond, and I know Linkara has said in his Dino Thunder review that he said it was kind of third in the countdown of best team-ups. It kind of comes around third to the 10th Power and Reinforcements from the Future, which Reinforcements from the Future is one I've still got to do, and I will be doing it soon, but since that's one of my all-time favourites and considered by many fans to be the absolute best team-up so far, I'll leave that till close to last, but it's not so far away now. I've already done Forever Red. I must say, I think the Forever Red video has been my most watched episode of this show, so I would like to say a big thanks to those for watching it and the others as well. Okay. Yeah, it's the atmospheric conditions have kind of slowed down the internet. Hopefully the episode won't freeze too much. That's why instantly, the first time I tried recording the review for Trakeena's Revenge, I had to stop it very quickly and decided to come back to it. So yeah, we open to the Power Rangers Dino Thunder intro, which is, instantly I should say, is, yes, this is a very different type of song for the theme song for the show. You know, a more faster paced song. It was extremely catchy. Well, I remember in 2006 I bought the Power Rangers album that had been released with all the classic themes on it, and some sort of fight scene songs from the show across the years. And this was one I like to listen to all the time, having the full song. Even though the original Go-Go Power Rangers, and I think Zeo Turbo Twin Space ended up with it was the only 4 songs that ended up with a full song with verse and chorus. Oh yes, and something I should point out, for this two-parter, you see the shot of the team-up with the explosion behind them on the intro just for these 2 episodes. So we open up at a construction site. Well, it's a dig in a field in the city of Reefside. And now the ground is shaking and it appears to be opening up with a purple beam coming out of it, and there's a hand reaching out, and it's Lothor, supposedly having escaped the abyss of evil. Now we cut to Haley's cyberspace with Trent and Kira, and a familiar face has just dropped in, who is Blake Bradley, who was the Ninja Storm Navy Ranger. And Kira seems to recognise him from somewhere. So yes, Kira and Trent are actually studying.
It's driving you crazy, isn't it? Go ask.
So with Trent's encouragement, Kira goes up to Blake to ask him about himself.
I don't think so.
And Kira gets the idea that perhaps they've met, which is why she recognises him.
You just look so familiar to me.
Do you follow motocross?
No. Why, is that what you do?
So it turns out now, as we found out at the end of Ninja Storm, Blake did get a professional contract to start as a cross-motor racer, which was his dream, and now, yes, in the space of probably just under a year, he's already become famous.
Well, why don't you come see for yourself? And actually, this
It turns out he's here because he has a race in Reefside.
You asking me out?
No, it's nothing like that. Look, part of being a rider is spreading the word of our sport. Okay, promise you, you'll totally be into it.
Okay.
So, with his invitation, Blake has invited Kira to attend the race. Now we cut to Blue Bay Harbour at the ninja school, where we see the ninjas in a training session. So the current students and the three new teachers, which reveal themselves to be Shane, Tori, and Dustin. But of course, we know that the sensei Kanoi Watanabe, appointed them as the new teachers so he could step down at the end of Ninja Storm. So Shane's using his wind power to fight the students, even though it's a bit of an unfair advantage given that they have access to those powers, and Tori's also being badass. I mean, Tori being the first female Blue Ranger is also a pretty kick-ass fighter, and she uses her water abilities. Now we see Dustin fighting them off. And Dustin can climb up trees like Spider-Man can climb up walls. Oh, and bloody hell, the episode's frozen. So hopefully it won't take too long. Like I say, this is down to atmospheric conditions. Come on, come on, come on. But yep, it's back. Oh yes, Dustin's about to use his power to get under the earth to avoid the students. And yeah, he can walk under earth and then jump back out. And it turns out he has a blasting power too, which I don't remember seeing him using in civilian form in the Ninja Storm series.
How do you guys think that went? Dude, we totally kicked their butts!
I believe he was talking to them, Sensei Dustin.
Oh, right. Sorry, proceed. Thank you. Alright, before your next lesson, I want you guys to think about what just happened here. You all need to consider your commitment to ninja training.
So, looks like Shane is repeating to the students what Sensei Watanabe told them at the beginning of the series about having to question their commitment to the ninja training.
When has he ever forgotten anything? Ever?
Hey, check it out.
And it looks like they're due to meet with Sensei Kanoi Watanabe.
Go to the
I'd say
highest
pronounce it as
point in Harvard.
Watanabe since I'm English.
Leader there is the son of city. Do not speak of this matter until I have spoken with you.
So now we cut to the command center, which is, the cave under Tommy's house. Tommy and Haley are clearly tracking some signal.
We have a blanket of evil spreading over the entire state.
You sure it's a computer problem?
Apparently, yes. Coming from the Pacific Ocean, there's a blanket of evil spreading across all of California. And now we cut back to Blue Bay Harbor, where the students have now met, where the senseis, have now met with Sensei.
So what's up? He's back. Lothar is back.
So Sensei has revealed to them that Lothar is actually back.
Wait, Lothar can't be back. Yeah, no way.
We saw him disappear into the abyss of evil.
If Lothor's really back, how are we gonna fight him with no powers? Am has been saving us for just such an occasion. Shane.
So yes, Sensei is using his powers has made a very familiar box look appear in his hand, and it contains the wind morphers. And apparently, yes, he says that Cam has built new wind morphers for just such the occasion, should Lothar return.
Power Rangers. We won't let you down, Sensei.
So when they press the button to morph, but instead it just strikes them with lightning. And now they look as if they've turned evil.
Well, how do you feel? That Blue Bay Harbor must be destroyed.
Why stop there? I want the whole country.
And then the world. That's what I was hoping you'd say.
So it turns out that actually this was Lothor giving them those fake morphers in disguise as Sensei.
And it's our pleasure to serve under you. Music to my ears.
And now the camera changes angle to reveal, yes, the real Sensei is actually tied up and gagged under the cliff. And now we get Tamara and Capri, Lothor's nieces, in orange and pink ninja outfits, going after Cam,
Just go and contact your inner ninja.
trying to ask him about some training.
We're totally here for you, cousin.
Fine. But my father hasn't come back yet, and I'm a little worried. Ever since
So yes, Cam's worried because Sensei's late back from his meeting with Shane, Tori and Dustin.
Yeah, and hey, you got us in the meantime.
Very comforting. Now, if you'll excuse me.
You know what? He's so gonna get those little worry lines. Totally. Ew, gross.
So now we cut back to Reefside, where the motocross race is about to take place. And Cassidy and Devon are also there.
Cross. Yes, it's motocross.
Yeah, whatever. Mr. Cormier says I have to be edgy.
So yes, indeed, Cassidy's there to get an interview with Blake Bradley, since he's already become the biggest thing in motocross.
Well, your name was not on the list. And if your name was not on the list,
And here's the problem with these series filmed in New Zealand at the time when they had to hire New Zealand actors to play the part, is that they just cannot hide their accents with this security guard, or counting people on the list can't hide his accent. I suppose he could just be a New Zealander living in the States. So yeah, we see, I think it's a reused shot, except on the opening scene of Ninja Storm you saw Blake taking off his helmet. But it looks like that's just that scene rewound, and now they're starting up their motocross bikes, and they're off. And it turns out Blake's just ripping the scene. Yeah, he's smashing it. Oh, and yeah, races are crashing and probably severely injuring themselves. Oh yeah, Kira's brought Connor and Ethan with her. I don't know where Trent is. So yes, Blake's won the race, of course. So yes, back to the ninja school, where Cam's running through the forest looking for the Sensei and the Ninja Storm Rangers. And he notices that the scroll that the Sensei left them to remind them to meet him is now ripped apart, with only the last bit hanging. And there's some familiar slime stuff underneath it.
this was at the Abyss of Evil.
And Cam recognises it from being the same stuff from the Abyss of Evil.
School.
So he now runs to the school, thinking it's probably under attack, and indeed, yes, it is now under attack. And Mara and Capri are clearly nervous, since what they're going to think since they betrayed their uncle. Or what is Lothor going to think that they betrayed him? Why can't I get my words out straight?
Uh-oh. I thought you were...
Destroyed. History.
Well, yeah.
Sorry to disappoint, girls. But I'm back in black. And needless to say,
Reference to Men in Black there. Which is also, yeah, Back in Black was also the name of the 4th episode of the show, where Tommy becomes a ranger again.
Who are they?
new friends I made down in the depths of the abyss.
And it turns out Lothor's got some new aliens from the Abyss with him that apparently can't talk. So yeah, a rainbow of blue, yellow and red comes in, causing another explosion. And yes, it is the evil Tori, Shane and Dustin. And of course it looks like, oh, everything's going to be safe, they've arrived. But no, they can clearly now see something's not right.
Capture them.
So these morphers actually do work, since we can see them morph, and in the original Ninja Storm morphing sequence. How Lothar got them, I don't really know. Well, mind you, he did actually take the powers using the Samurai Amulet at the end of Ninja Storm. So yeah, he just transferred those powers into new morphers. You probably can't be too difficult to build a morpher if you've already got the powers. So, with the aid of Lothar's new monsters, the Ninja Storm Rangers succeed in wrecking the entire academy. And it looks like each ranger is taking down all the ninjas, each with their colour. Yeah. Dustin fighting the Earth Ninjas, Tori fighting the Water students, and Shane fighting the Air students in red. So yes, once again the entire school is destroyed. And Lothar captures all the current students by trapping them in a giant perfume bottle. Oh, it turns out though he didn't capture his nieces. So Gamara and Capri now decide they want to come back to his side, supposedly to save their skin. And yes, encourages them to let them come back. They encourage Lothar to let them come back since they've now had ninja training, and they've ripped off their ninja uniforms into their old, rather ridiculous costumes.
What about the others? Cam will be looking for us. Exactly. And when he finds you, it won't be very pretty, will it?
No, it won't.
So the idea is to get out of the remains of the school before Cam finds them there. Now we cut back to Tommy's lab with Tommy and Haley. And Haley's pinpointed where the source of the evil blanket's coming from, which is from Blue Bay Harbor. And of course Tommy knowing about all the Ranger history, remembers Blue Bay Harbor is where the Ninja Storm Rangers are from. So yes, Cam's there, once again being the only one who wasn't captured, just like at the end of the first series, so he can be their technical expert and then later becoming the Green Ranger. So yeah, Cam's summoned Hunter to join him. And it turns out at the end, when Hunter went off to teach at the Thunder Ninja Academy and Blake left to pursue his motocross career, yes, they were given devices that they could use to reunite if ever necessary. While now the Dino Rangers are hanging out with Blake. And he invites them to have lunch with him, but suddenly no, his device now goes off as well.
Is everything okay?
I hope so. Listen, it was really nice meeting you. I'll see you guys later.
That was kind of weird.
And yeah, now the Dino Rangers morphers are beeped as well, so it's time for them to go into action. And it turns out, yeah, now that the evil Ninja Storm Rangers, along with Lothar's monsters and a team of Kazaks, have made their way to Reefside. So yes, Haley has come to the conclusion that the Abyss of Evil has been opened up. And ideally, so they can have a simple Ranger-on-Ranger fight, they ask Trent to stay behind in case Mesagog takes advantage of the situation to attack while the Rangers are occupied. Oh, and it's frozen again. Sorry about this. Right. shouldn't be long. Please pray that we'll not do this too often while I'm doing these 2 episodes. Yeah, okay.
You must be lost, because I know we didn't invite you. Maybe you forgot. You're supposed to beat the bad guys, not be the bad guys.
Good, bad, what's the difference? It's all about power.
I guess we're gonna have to fight them.
So yeah, we now get the. So yeah, like it's been pointed out. Yeah, this is the first Ranger team up to have 2 Ranger teams go up against each other, which makes it unique. And also makes sense, given that, yeah, the Ninja Storm Rangers have had years of ninja training, whilst the Dino Thunder Rangers, I mean, apart from Tommy, they are all school students who wouldn't be as experienced in combat as the Ninja Rangers are. And ideally, the girl has to fight the girl, and the boys have to fight the boys. So we have blue on yellow and another blue on yellow with Dustin against Ethan, Tori against Kira. And of course Shane and Connor, since they're both male, and the Red Rangers are the only ones that fight the only ones is the only Ranger on Ranger that's the same colour. Oh God, please stop freezing! It's too late for me to stop this now. Oh yeah.
Oh man!
So yes, Karen, Blake and Hunter have arrived at the scene and they're watching from a bridge above, but since they don't have their powers currently, they can't do much to help.
They're too strong. We need to regroup.
So a rather impressive fight sequence, even though it's very short, since now the Dino Rangers have retreated.
Said you guys are alright. And that we learned something. What it's like having our butts kicked? No. That's gonna take a lot more than what we had to defeat.
More? Like what?
I don't know, Kira. That's what we need to figure out. Evil Power Rangers.
So now we cut to Mazagog's lair with Mazagog and Elsa. And yes, it clearly seems Lothor's attack with the evil Ninja Rangers has got Mazagog's attention. And Mazagog recognises the Kel'Zats, and of course, yes, given the fact that Mazagog mentioned Lothor in the 2nd episode of Dino Thunder, he knows who he is.
Find him and bring him to me.
Yes, my lord.
Reefside is about to get a whole lot more interesting. Why don't we just use
So, back to Tommy's lab again.
I don't get it. I'm with Connor on this one.
Me too.
So Connor has the idea
Because of people
to
who
just
wants good.
basically just summon the Dinozords and flatten them, since they probably clearly don't have Zords anymore. But Tommy reminds him that because they're Rangers who were once good, no, they can't be destroyed. They must just defend themselves, and he would know that since how he became a Power Ranger originally was that he started out under Rita's spell.
I can't wait to face the Dino Rangers again. What about you girls?
So now Lothor's got a new lair in a cave. And Elsa's arrived.
To beat the Power Rangers. Lucky for you, my master is willing to help out.
How did you get in here? This is a private lair.
Back off, buddy. If you know what's good for you. Mizigog doesn't mess around with amateurs. You don't know who you're messing with.
Wait, Tori. Mizigog has sent us his messenger.
So Lothor seems to be keen to accept Mazagog's invitation for help. So yep, that's the end of the first episode, so we'll go right into the second one, as it makes sense to do that. Now, come on, haven't got all night. It is late now, it's actually, it's 12:30, half past midnight, currently here in the UK, but I decided I best do this, since I'm in the mood to.
You know, there's something we haven't even.
So yeah, first episode begins at Tommy's house in Reefsor.
What if he finds out about this?
And yes, and they're finally considering the fact if what will happen if Mazagog teams up with Lothor, which they're unaware has already happened. So now we're with Blake, Hunter, and Cam,
Have a look at what they've done. We have to get to the Abyss. It's our only chance.
and what they plan to do is to go to the Abyss of Evil to get their powers back so they can help the Dino Rangers defeat the evil Ninja Rangers. And it's already bloody frozen! Less than 2 minutes into the episode. Oh. Phew.
So helping the Dino Rangers deal with Tori, Shane, and Dustin. No way. No. There's no possible way I'm going near that thing again.
Well, Blake seems to be reluctant to, but no, he's persuaded.
I think this is a bad
Now they're in,
Okay, let's go.
so they've got themselves into rock climbing gear to go down into the abyss. So now back to Mazagog's lair on the island.
What you've done to the place.
Yes, where Lothor has arrived.
In a high school science lab sort of way. Lothor. Your reputation precedes you. Well, don't believe everything you hear. Although there's no such thing as bad press, right? Right. I suppose you're wondering why I called you here. Let me guess. Does it have 12 legs and come in assorted color? There's only 5 colors this time.
So Mazagog points out that there are only 5 Rangers in the Dino Hunter team to Lothor, but of course that they're no less of an irritation to him than the Ninja Rangers were to Lothor.
In the hopes of an alliance of sorts.
So the idea is to fight fire with the Dino Rangers and the Ninja Rangers.
would require use of your evil Power Rangers. You've heard of those, have you? They're all arranged. I believe there's a way we can help one another. That is, if you're willing to work together as a team to rid the planet of the Power Rangers once and for all.
So supposedly they both, Mogor and Mesgog, want the same goal, so yeah, why not team up and face the problem together? So now Blake, Hunter and Cam have arrived at the bottom of the Abyss of Evil.
Over there, the samurai.
Yeah, and they can see the samurai amulet.
Can't believe there's no one guarding it.
So yeah,
You had to say it, right?
so Kalzax, an enemy monster led by Zergain, Lothor's previous general, is now ready to intercept the Rangers. Good. Well, the fact that they don't have ninja power, the fact that they don't have their ranger powers, being trained ninjas certainly works to their advantage.
Says here the Ninja Rangers defeated like 100 space mutants.
So Ethan's using his geeky computer skills to look back at archives of the Ninja Storm Rangers battles with Lothor, and yet he's figured out that after defeating all his monsters, and then eventually him himself, clearly, what kind of chance does the Dino Rangers stand against him? But no, now the Ninja Rangers have gone into Haley's cyberspace to intercept the Dino Rangers.
A donut maybe, or a muffin? Try to stay away from sugar. Makes me hyper. Well, I'd hate to see him when he gets hyper.
Get up! We have some unfinished business to attend to.
Dude, it's kind of cute, don't you think? Yeah, a crazed Ninja Terminator sort of idea.
Would you two focus?
So apparently, Connor and Ethan like to compliment Tori on how cute she is in a wacko ninja sort of way.
Why should we agree to that?
It's called honor. I thought you ninjas knew all about that.
Fine. Under the Harbor Bridge. In 1 hour.
So they agree to meet under the harbour bridge in an hour to face off.
We'll be there. Ninja Street? Oh, how cool is that?
So yeah, Cam and the Thunder Rangers are still fighting, as Cam tries to reach out to grab the samurai amulet. Oh no, Blake's falling down. He's fallen off the edge of a cliff. And Hunter's now holding on to the edge in an attempt to save his brother. Now we have to add in some good humour when they're close to death. Looks like we saw a very familiar hand assist Cam in pulling them up. So yeah, the Dino Rangers are at the Humber Bridge preparing to go to battle. And the Ninja Rangers have arrived.
Man, do they have to keep doing that?
Fools. You actually showed up.
So yeah, we get a good old-fashioned Power Rangers civilian fight. I thought the Dino Rangers just agreed that they wouldn't use their ninja powers. No, that they wouldn't use their civilian powers unless the ninjas use theirs. But what's just happened now is Connor used his first. Since this is a civilian fight, we can have Tora and Kira fighting each other. So it's all blokes on blokes and girls on girls. So Shane has Connor hanging on some railing and has kicked him down, but Connor can use his speed powers to land on his feet. So they're all just about to morph when they're intercepted by Blake, Cam, and Hunter. And it turns out that Blake, Hunter, and Cam have decided to join the ninja team now and fight against the Dino Rangers. So Cam has got some apparently new power discs for them that he says are more powerful than the ones they currently have.
Believe me, you won't be sorry.
So now they've replaced the power discs, and I wonder what's happened. So no, it turns out that was actually a trick, and they gave them back their old power discs, currently now restored with the powers from the Samurai Amulet. So yes, they've returned them back to the good side. And they've now realised, indeed yes, and now they've realised that the last thing they remember is their meeting with Sensei, or rather Lothor disguised as Sensei. And it turns out, yes, the real Sensei did get free, and it was he that saved Cam, Blake, and Hunter at the Abyss. So now they're all back at the Tommy's lab, and Sensei's there with them too.
We're glad you're here, but now it's time to get down to business. Tommy is right. We have a serious problem on our hands. This could take all of us to defeat him.
So yes, Zergain is now ready to intercept the final battle.
Let's get this show on the road. We have a world to command, and the clock's ticking.
Master, I know it's not my place, but do you really think it's wise to trust me?
So Elsa, being quite smart, asks Messigor why he should trust Lothor, and now Messigor reveals he actually doesn't. He's just waiting for the right time to strike him in the back.
He will be a mere footnote in our Dino restructuring of Earth.
Even though what he says, he plans to use Lothor once he's stabbed him in the back to help him return the Earth back to the historic era of the dinosaurs. How exactly he'd do that with Lothor, I don't know. So it turns out, the new monsters have arrived with a team of Kalzax and Triptoids. Yeah, the Triptoids were the second. The Triptoids are the second foot soldiers from Dino Thunder.
Let's be careful, but let's get it done.
So we get the team up morph. So, yeah. And now we get the epic multicoloured explosion, team up tradition. So Elsa leads the charge in. So the Rangers the Dino Rangers use the Raptor cycles, and the Ninja Rangers get on their Tsunami cycles to ride it in. And they waste no time in just blasting the bad guys. So Connor's initiating his Super Dino mode. So Elsa is taking on Kira and Tori. Yeah, to say this relatively is good in sync, which is why I see why Linkara compared it to the 10th Power and Reinforcements from the Future, because both of them have the best choreographed fights in the team up, in the Ranger forms, that is. So Zergane, I think, is being taken on by Tommy, Blake, and Hunter. So Tommy is using his energy ore from his Brachio staff, and apparently, yeah, he can destroy Zergane with it. Bit of a poor way to kill him off this time, considering he literally had to be sliced in half by Vexicus last season. So Cam is initiating his Super Samurai mode, while Trent morphs to Super Dino mode. Oh yeah, and another good thing about team-ups is they're now using the Ninja Storm theme song in this last section of the battle. So now Ethan's initiating his hovercraft cycle. I admit that's quite kick-ass. So Connor decides to go to Triassic mode, and surprisingly this time he can summon it without the assistance of Ethan and Kira. Supposedly there's not enough time left to use the full sequence. So now Connor and Shane are going to battleize together. And with their cannons, yep, they finish off the new monsters. So much to the irritation of Mesogog, yep, the Rangers have won. Lothar gets the idea to send Mara and Capri down to battle the Rangers themselves. Even though what use they'd be, I really don't know against a team of 11 Rangers. I don't know, but do they actually want to fight them? So no, they have the perfume bottle Lothar imprisoned the ninjas in, and they've decided to free them. So a bit of a warm moment between Sensei and Haley, as they say thank you for their assistance. So no, Mara and Capri just wanted to infiltrate Lothar's lair so they could secretly free the ninjas to assist the Dino Rangers as an inside to assist the Dino Rangers and Cam from as an inside job. And it looks like now, yeah, Mesogog reveals his true reasons to Lothar. So not only do we get a crossover between the Rangers, but a battle between the villains as well. There won't be much left of your lab, Mesogog, if you keep blasting Lothor into things and just smashing everything up.
Say goodbye, Lothor. And this time, mean it.
So yeah, Mesogog uses his psychological draining power, which we've seen him used on Zeltrax and Elsa for punishment, to imprison Lothor in a jar.
I'm afraid it's dead. Luthor's extraction of the powers left just enough energy for one last battle.
Yeah, well, I guess it's a good thing we got you guys. You've done your part.
So unfortunately, Haley's revealed that the extension, the power boost that the old power discs can have from the old morphers was only temporary. But since they're no longer needed, since now there's a new team of Rangers, and it turns out, yes, it was Mara and Capri that rescued Tensei from Lothor, whilst Lothor was napping.
I will keep that in mind, now that I am returning to my normal life. I'm all about getting back to normal. Yeah, but not until we get down and dirty.
So yeah, it's time to end this team up with a race. Yeah, last race from Blake, which of course he'll win. So Cassidy and Devon are there again.
All we need to do now is find Blake Bradley and get the interview. Capri, did you just see that girl?
And Mara and Capri just walk past them, where Cassidy and Mara comment on how pretty each one is. But the reason obviously is a pun, because they're both played by the same actress, so Katrina DeVoe, I think her name is. So as the teams of Rangers together cheer Blake on to win the race. Yeah, and of course he's won. Okay. Okay then, guys. So that was my reactions to Power Rangers Dino Thunder, episodes 31 and 32, Thunderstorm Part 1 and 2, so that's another team up done. So I remember it quite well, given the fact that, and given the fact I remember when I first saw it, it was a bit of a surprise. It was a nice surprise, given that Ninja Storm didn't have a team up, because even though there was a team up planned with the Wild Force Rangers, potentially they realised they couldn't do it because Ninja Storm was the first series filmed in New Zealand, and that it would have cost so much, probably of the budget, to fly out the Wild Force cast from LA to New Zealand. But yeah, so yeah, this is ideally the New Zealand seasons, or the Disney seasons first actual team up. Provided that I don't count Wild Force as a full-on Disney season, because Disney acquired the rights to the show right in the middle of Wild Force's production. But as I say, yeah, it's good, and I kind of would agree with Linkara that this is probably the best out of the official Disney team-ups, because its choreography is done well, its story is unique with putting the two Ranger teams against each other. And of course, yes, having a showdown between the villains at the end, even though it's short, is a good idea. And yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to have seen the character development for the Ninja Rangers, as well as it kind of adding to the storyline of the Dino Thunder Rangers as well. And that's what's good about team ups. That's what it needs to do. Yeah. So that they're not, and it doesn't necessarily overshadow one team over the other, because the idea of having them fight against each other and then having the final battle with them all together, it did it really well. So yes, as I say, the best team up is the Wild Force and Time Force team up, reinforcements from the future, which I'm still yet to do. But I will be probably doing a couple more of these Disney ones before I do that one. The most recent one to come out is the Super Ninja Steel anniversary, the 25th episode, which I have seen. I won't be doing it just yet because that's still very fresh because it's too recent. Because Beast Morphers still hasn't started airing here in the UK yet on Pop. I know it's been airing now because they're already advertising the next Beast Morphers season 2 in the States. But yet we are still yet, but it should be starting soon. It is the summer holidays now here in the UK for the school children, so it should definitely be starting at some point. So I think the toys are starting to go on sale. But anyways, so that's Ataku's Reactions, Power Rangers Dino Thunder, episode 31 and 32. Thunderstorm, parts 1 and 2. So once again, thanks all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you soon. Bye.